Let's get visible. Hello, hello. This is Jane Gardner and welcome. We are going to get visible. Hello, hello. So, let's Get Visible show. Hello. Hello. And yes, I am back with the Let's Get Visible show. And I am going to check the recording later to see how it went on Zoom. But for now, we're going to be talking about video because we're up to the video section, and we've been talking about video and why you should be doing video, and then how to do video. And then we're going to go and tell you, let's give you some tips and tricks on how to do your first video. So we're going to get started, and let's get started with my presentation. And I'm Jane Gardner. I work with my husband in a structural engineering firm. I have 4 channels on Roku and Fire TV, and I am adding this show to the business of home-based business and home-based startup TV. So if you search for home business on Roku, in their search, you'll probably find me. And then why should you be visible? You need to be the personality and the face behind your business. We've already discussed the psychology of being on video and how it makes a better connection with your audience. And you need to share your value and your knowledge so that people want to buy from you and come back again and again. Now, the mindset is everything, as we mentioned. If you don't have that mindset, then you will probably stop yourself from getting on video. And a website can make you visible. We went through 4 episodes on that and how to make it reflect you and your message. And then we talked about influencers and how if you interview them, you can increase your audience. And podcasting. We talked about podcasting as one of the major ways to increase your visibility these days. And I have 3 podcasts. One is a video cast, Home Biz Startup TV, and the other 2 are audio, Finding Your Purpose, and Solopreneur Success Strategy on iTunes and everywhere else there are podcasts. And we looked at repurposing your podcast, remembering to be strategic when you're creating your episodes, and think about what else can you do with your podcast when it's finished, other than, of course, having it on your podcasting feed. And then we looked at audiobooks and how either you can repurpose your podcast as audiobooks, or you can create new audiobooks, recordings, and sell them on audio. I don't know where it is. It's audio something or other. Audible. They advertise enough, you think I know. And then the power of video for your business. And we talked about the psychology behind video marketing and the qualities of a great video and the types of video content that works. And we looked at the tools you need to get started in video marketing. And today we're going to be talking about, before you start shooting, tips on outlining and planning your videos. So here is an idea for you. First, you should always outline your videos. Once you've defined its purpose, give it a title. If there are keyword considerations, include these. Also, decide on a writing time before you start outlining. And the outline should include an introduction, a script, a call to action, and any other details that you want to add to your video to have it of value for someone to watch. So that is a real consideration before you actually do your first video, is to outline it. And of course, you can also storyboard if you like, depending on what you're going to be doing in your video. If you're going to be doing some action sequences, if you're a fitness coach and you want to demonstrate a certain fitness move, then you want to figure out beforehand how you're going to use your camera and make a video of what you need to do. So a great way is to outline your videos is called storyboarding. This is what directors and animators do when they're planning a video shoot. The director draws the scenes in order like a comic, and then this is used as the outline for the video. And then for purpose of marketing, you can use written text instead of pictures if you wish. And you may want to write an actual script, especially if it's a live action video. If you're filming a presentation or recording a vlog, you may be able to get by with just a rough outline or idea of what you want to say. But if you need a script, write it. As a general guideline, 1 page of script is about 1 minute of video. However, you may want to do a trial run, and time it yourself for any video and just see how it would work and how long it would take you to talk and whether or not you need to speed up your talking. So other planning tips are, before you start production, identify any resources that you need. If there are expenses, draw up a budget. Secure those resources before you get started. Always include a bit of wriggle room. Yeah, things rarely ever go as planned, especially with your first video. If there's a monetary budget, overestimate it or add a bit extra, and allow more time than you think you'll need to produce your videos, especially if this is your first one. So, for example, when I'm thinking of doing a series of videos, not this time, but previously, I pre-planned with my presentations, obviously, and then I sat down one Sunday and saw how many I could do in a morning. And then if I needed to do more, I would take a break, and then I would do the rest in the afternoon. And then I would have 7 videos to use for the whole week. So that was how I was able to have a weekly presentations show. Back in 2016, is that I'd already done the presentations, I'd already done the recordings, and all I had to do was press the play button on the pre-recorded video. So this is something that you could plan out, and it would allow you to do a lot of video in a short period of time if you're planning ahead. So think about this and outline a video using the tips discussed and the outline, and see whether or not it works and how long it takes to do a simple video. Now, we're going to also talk about some tips and tricks for creating professional videos. With the tools available today, it's not hard at all to produce something that's almost professional quality. Once you start producing videos, you'll get better at making your videos look the best. So here are some tips to get you started on making great video. So basic quality consideration is start making sure your equipment's up to par for the type of video you want to shoot. If you're doing a vlog, your computer's camera may work just fine. If you're shooting a mini movie, you'll need a better camera and sound. Make sure that your audio is high quality as well as your video. If the sound is bad, it'll be hard to watch and enjoy. The microphone is the key to good audio, so invest in a good one, such as one from Audio-Technica. And also when recording, get rid of extraneous noise that may be distracting. You can get a lot of great tips about audio on my other show, Let's Go Live show, and we'll talk about how to get a hold of that at the end. You should spend time on editing and give it the attention it deserves. Keep your audience in mind when editing. Cut out any long stretches when there isn't much going on. Trim out anything that's not directly in accordance with a goal for your video. And this is where a good video editing tool comes in handy, such as Camtasia. Otherwise, you may have to record your video several times to get it to the way you want. So make sure you know what you're doing before you get started is a basic quality tip as well. Now, if you haven't thought about this when recording, stabilize your camera. You may want to invest in a tripod for this purpose. Stabilizing the camera keeps it from shaking and greatly improves the viewing experience. Shaky videos always look amateur. And if that's what you want to make it look like, well, that's fine. But most of the time, most people don't want to watch shaky video. And of course, start recording before the speaker starts talking or the action starts occurring. Your camera should already be rolling. You can edit out the lead time later. If you don't start recording beforehand, you may end up with an awkward beginning that you can't edit later. So for example, for my lives, recordings here, live streaming, I usually, before I usually start the recording and it streams right, it streams right away, but it doesn't get, there's a lag time that doesn't get to my, say, Facebook page for 1 or 2 minutes. So I have about 1 minute to 2 minutes of basically silent time on most of my videos, which can be tough for people to watch and wait for something to happen. So it's best to edit out the lag time there is in streaming, and before I get notified of how it's streaming, I do know when it's live. But then there's usually about a minute or two while it bounces back and forth to the place in LA where it bounces to come back and stream to Facebook. So make sure you always start your recording before you want to do the recording. And of course you can avoid backlighting. Lighting is another important consideration. Professional photographers spend a great deal of time making sure the lighting is right, but the most important consideration is that there is no backlighting. The light should be on the subject from the same direction as the camera. Also, there shouldn't be anything reflecting light back at the camera. So please do not do any video recordings in front of a window, because the sun will probably come and brighten up your backlight. Another trick some people use with lighting is to have light shining from both sides to balance out any shadows. Experiment with what you have in your surroundings and see what you like best. And of course, if you need to go closer or further away from a subject, you can zoom slowly, but in general, don't zoom. Zooming is very distracting for viewers, and it also looks amateurish, and it's also out of focus, so they're busy trying to focus and you're zooming, and they lose interest easily. And of course, most importantly, learn how to use your editing tools. Learn how they work. Get yourself an old video, put it up there and cut it into pieces, add audio, add music, add another section of video, etc. There may be features you didn't know about that can greatly improve your work. For example, I mentioned capwing.com. I use that for my editing, and what I like about its feature is that I can get it to transcribe into text what I was speaking, and then it can also do very nice looking subtitles. So if you know what your editing tool does, it's always best to know that before you start, so that you can add what you need to in the end. And of course, practice, practice, practice. Think of your first video as a practice video. Don't worry too much about getting it right. Go the entire process from outlining to editing. You'll learn a great deal, and your next video will be better. And of course, start learning a little bit about videography. You may learn more advanced techniques like how to frame subjects. Although you're not making art films, you can still use the knowledge that you pick up from videography. This knowledge can go a long way in improving your videos and offering a better viewing experience. And of course, you can do this by going and following some people on YouTube that you like, as well as searching for how to do how to do a editing, or how to do whatever you wish to learn on YouTube, and you will find someone who usually is doing a lot of tips and tricks on how to do video, and you can follow them and learn from them for free. So you don't have to go into any fancy course, just go and learn what you need to learn in order to do what you need to do. So my tip for you is to create your first video and start exploring with editing. Doesn't need to be you, could just be a presentation. You can get your PowerPoint out, slides, and make a video from that, and then go and edit it and add sound and add music. And basically you could create a video very easily by using an outline and the tools you pick out. You don't have to be on camera. It's a practice video. You can find out the mistakes that you'll do as you do it. So it's basically following and trying out and editing and seeing what happens. That's the best thing for creating video, is to just start doing it. So we've discussed these various topics on the Let's Get Visible show previously, and we will get that into an access area for your membership soon. I am putting it up on Roku, so you could go to and search for home business and find my the business of home-based business. It's on that series, and I'm going to add some more there. And we've just discussed about video. I think I'm going to skip video, you on live video, in terms of I'm already doing that on the Let's Go Live show, and you can just refer to that show. So maybe next time I'll do that. And we might talk briefly about show, and we might talk briefly about social media, speaking, and then we'll go into text. Some of you may not know that there are places you can actually write and get awareness for you and your company and who you are. Medium is one, and there's various other places now. And then, of course, we'll talk about in person, how to do Zoom, meetups, summits, events, network, and we will talk to people about how they get visible. So that's the Let's Get Visible show every Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific. And you can get on the list at http://jgtips.com/lets. And as we're 15 minutes, I will skip going and telling you about the Let's Go Live show, and we will get out of here. So awesome. I'll see you later, and let me get back to the ad for the Let's Get Visible show and talk to you later.